Hello, my lovely friends. It's that time of the week again. It's update stream where you join me, the new Connor, for some rambling and some accountability. Media Matt is back today. He's here. That's his hand. Look at that. That is a legitimate Media Matt hand right there. There you go. Even got a thumbs up. It's a special day for you. Welcome. If you don't normally tune into these streams, we try and do these once a week. This is kind of our way of running through all of our outstanding projects, giving you updates, letting you know where they're at, telling you about any delays, and kind of making sure that we're nice and transparent, and you guys can hold us accountable if we mess anything up. So we'll talk about this later, but before we'll get through the updates. If you want to run through your old list there, Mr. Media Matt.
Yeah, just tell me which one you'd like to get started on.
Whichever one's the first one.
Let's do TNT.
TNT. Don't need that anymore. It's done. But I do have a little bit of TNT news, actually. Had a lovely meeting with Mr. Joey McGuire, Mr. Post-Apocalyptic himself. And we kind of set out some plans for like what the next content is for TNT. So I'm not going to announce anything yet here today, but he is now officially working on like the next content for TNT. So TNT is 100% fulfilled. If you are waiting on a TNT package box, if you don't have your stuff yet, then you need to email us because something went wrong. It probably ended up in like the real apocalypse. So that's great. TNT's done. It's available for general sale. You should buy it. What's next? What do we got next?
How about Lunar?
Lunar, yes. Oh yeah, we do have some Lunar news today. Lunar. Spoke a little bit about where the plastics are at. Boxes are officially making their way across the ocean on some type of boat. Maybe a spaceship if we're lucky. And we're just waiting the arrival of those. As soon as those plastics boxes get in, we will be able to start packing the plastics and shipping the plastics. Now that will not include RS3. If you remember last week, we've had some unfortunate delays. Connor has been tied up with some personal family stuff, and he was the lead writer on that, so the writing is not progressing right now. Nothing we can do about that, but we do have some plan B and C. We're just kind of sort of seeing how things go over the coming weeks. So we'll keep you updated on that, but nothing additional to add to that today other than we're kind of working our way through it. But the plastics are progressing. We have all the sprues. I've got 500 boxes of like 5,000 plus sprues out there. So we have a lot. The sample box came in, got approved, printing's done, they've been shipped. I do have some things to show off for Lunar. We are in production on the bonus stuff, which is cool. And I did some test prints of some of the bonus bits. Oh, look at this action cam zoom. I'll zoom in right as I smash them with this lunar geology hammer. Oh, that's what would happen to me. I like to think that I would be like a Neil Armstrong type character in Lunar, but I would probably be like some Soviet cosmonaut who only ever ate like potatoes and beans, and then I get sent to the moon, and then I get murdered by some like heroic America astronaut with all of his fancy gear. These are some of the bonus bits. If you pre-ordered the Lunar stuff, you'll remember that they came with a set of, we did a bunch of cool stretch goals, and they came with a set of unlocked things. So you will get a small sprue. Come back to me while I explain this. You will get a small sprue of a collection of items. There's, let's see, there's a couple of alternate helmet designs. There is some zombie heads. I actually did the zombie heads. I did a couple of zombie heads, and then I did a couple of smashed visors. because the thought with that was if you wanted to make like casualties, you can kind of use that for that. You've got some heavy mining stuff. You've got some enhanced weapons and a couple of pieces of scientific gear. So if you cut back to the shot of the characters, I'll explain what we got here. Just a little bit of a teaser. So here you've got some prototype helmets, and this guy's carrying a basket of rocks. So he's very sciencey.
Did you turn it? Like just a little bit.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Crazy. And then you've got this guy who's wearing a different type of helmet, and he's got this big, like, mining, circular mining thing. I don't actually know what the technical name of that is, but I was kind of inspired by those massive mining machines.
Power drill?
A what?
A power drill?
It's not really a drill. We'll call it. I mean, it's some type of mining thing. And then we got this guy. He's got an actual rifle. We are not adding this to the game, by the way. So if you want that in the game, then you'll have to do that yourself. And then this dude here's got a camera, and he's got a little shovel or a spade. And then this guy here has a really weird Soviet gun that I found that Connor let me add to the game, which was great. And it's this triple-barreled Russian prototype gun that I found, and it was really cool. So I added. Yeah, it's kind of like alternate. We'll call it an alternate mass shotgun. So that's some of the parts. Be a nifty little sprue for you to add to your plastics, and I can't wait for you to get them. Should be great. So we'll put these aside. I was test printing just to make sure the parts fit. So those should go in nicely. We don't know what we're going to do with those after. We might sell prints of them. We might sell like STLs. Not sure. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it is like the tri-barreled revolver shotgun from Doom. It might actually they may have used that exact gun as like the template to design it. So yeah, that's Lunar. Lunar is progressing very nicely, and I know we said that we'd ship in July. It's probably going to be sometime in August for those. It'll literally just depend on when these boxes show up. Once they leave and go on the ocean, anything can happen. So you would not do that. No, I probably wouldn't. I probably just don't have the time for that. And we're trying to sunset those original resin kits and kind of move to like the new plastics. But I mean, I think you could still kit bash them pretty easily. Wouldn't really take much effort to do that. So
How about Himemetsu?
yeah, let's run through Himemetsu. Not a whole lot to report on Himemetsu, but I'll remind you that the season 1 stuff has shipped completely and it's available on the store, which is great. If you are, just like with TNT, if you're waiting on a shipping notification for those, please reach out because you should have them, unless your order's held up by something else random that's like back ordered. But as far as we know, we're caught up on those, so it should be great. Doug, as he mentioned, is currently working on season 2 stuff. We don't have an ETA on that right now, but we'll keep you updated. Doug is working on that. So
Don't look back.
don't look back. Don't look back. Not a whole lot to report this week on Don't Look Back stuff. Matt and I are beginning to work on Halloween content for this year. So we're going to try and do something cool for Halloween, as we always do. Looking at a few different options for that. We could go really big this year, we could not. So we're just trying to figure out what we want to do, really. We always like to do something. So it'll probably be some type of Curse Crate release. And the cool thing with Don't Look Back is we also have $16.98 now too, so we could release some additional content for $16.98. This person says go big, so we'll figure that out. Watch this space. But Mr. Matt Burns is going to be here in Texas next week. He's visiting. We usually bring him out in the summer, and so he can just like all of his skin can melt off in the Texas heat. But we'll be playing some games. We're going to try and do a stream next week, so maybe you can ask him next week live on stream. Avalon Rising, that'll be next. Actually have some news on Avalon Rising. Editing is complete. Editor is done with my manuscript for Avalon Rising, which is great. I wrote a lot of things, wrote a lot of rules about wearing interesting sci-fi hats. So if you like that, then you might like Avalon Rising. I am also officially like deep in layout territory on Avalon Rising now. The second that the editing was done, I was like in InDesign and like starting to put text in and everything. I don't have an exact ETA, but August I'm trying to get betas wrapped up for a few things. Just because we always really like to send betas out before we send stuff to print, because it's like basically the workflow on a book is writer writes the manuscript. As that's going on, initial playtesters are playtesting it. Editor comes in, edits the manuscript, which is typically like a Google Doc or some type of doc. Once that's locked, I can start layout, and then the layout version has to then be proofed. But it's a little bit of a different process. We have to use like a markup app to do that. And that's really to spot all of my errors, because it's super easy when you're copy pasting 30, 40,000 words into like, oh, this table has the same title as the other one. It's very easy to make those mistakes. So we got to check all those. And then, so the editor and we'll proof the layout. And then after that, the beta is really like the final check where all of the backers can give it a once over and be like, oh, actually, this heading is still wrong, you know. So far that's worked really well for us. So that's kind of where we're at with Avalon Rising. Matt finished his draft of the expansion, and I have almost finished my draft of the Happy Phone expansion. That's a very tiny little zine thing though. So tons of progress on Avalon Rising, which has been really cool. So what do we got up next?
Violent Dark?
No, we don't need Violent Dark.
Mobile Arms?
You can throw Mobile Arms up there. I'm not going to say anything like super crazy, but Corey and I are cooking something for Mobile Arms that is pretty good. It's going to get some love for sure. So Corey's been in the kitchen a lot longer than I have. He's been cooking like all year on Mobile Arms. And I'm now starting to cook. So in the coming weeks, we'll have an announcement of what that would be. It's not mobile legs, nope. Watch this space. Hopefully, probably not next week, but the week after, we'll have something to announce for that. I'm just putting all the bits together. So lots going on behind the scenes for Mobile Arms, which is really exciting. So. Nope. Just general updates is fine.
Okay. And all the other stuff is like We Played God and the new ones. So.
Yeah, I'll run. So We Played God. We have officially received the funds, which is really great. Those arrived like literally in our bank account today. So that's awesome. Shout out to all of our amazing backers for We Played God, and I can tell that there's a few new faces in here. So now that we have the money, Doug and I have started to sit down and do our scheduling for the coming months. That was literally before I like ran in the door here. That's what we were doing. So that was really cool. We are aiming for like a Q1 fulfillment for next year for We Played God. The books are printed externally, tokens are printed externally, dice are made externally. All of the minis and the terrain, though, are made in-house by us. So the We Played God production will start like quite literally this coming week. So we'll literally just start making stuff, which is really exciting. So we'll have plenty to report weekly. We'll have some things to show off and all of that, which will be really great. As far as, I know there's been a lot of questions about beta access, PDF access, playtesting access, all that kind of stuff. All I would say is just bear with us. Doug is putting together his next like alpha iteration, and right now our focus is on just pushing towards like getting it ready for an editor to start working on it. So we're looking at tentatively a beta PDF going out probably sometime early December is kind of where we're looking at. Maybe November, depending on how the rest of the steps go. But that's a tentative date right now. And that would be like a beta PDF for all of the backers. Playtesting and all that kind of stuff, we've got a really great group of playtesters, which is really good. So yeah, I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm for that. There's been so many people in the Discord being like, hey, I'm going to start making this for this. And Doug and I are like, whoa, just chill. You just hold off on that for a minute, you know. Mostly for me is I just don't want someone to like spend a bunch of time on something that isn't actually like going to work for the game. That's why like people are like, oh, what base size does this dinosaur have? And we're like, maybe just hold off, you know, a month on that, and then things will get more concrete. So appreciate your patience as always, and for all of our dinosaur friends. But we are very, very much working on it behind the scenes, which is great. So what's up next? Whispers of the Deep. Whispers of the Deep. I have the beta layout getting pretty close on that. So if you pre-ordered Whispers of the Deep, I'm pushing to having a beta. I said the summer, which is still definitely seems doable. But I'm really trying to get this beta like ready so I can have the small playtesting group that I'm using playtest that, and then I can kind of send it out and get it ready. There's a few kind of quirky things I've done with the design of that game. Mostly like it comes down to balancing, because all of the weapons and items use these like little tile chit things, and I need to just make sure that that's balanced properly, because like the size of the item and how much space it takes up in your stash kind of dictates like it should tie into how powerful the item is and stuff. So there's a few balancing things, and it's balancing something that's like not just like a number on a paper. So I need to work with that a little bit, but bear with me. And if you follow us on Instagram, I always post like you know, artwork and stuff. So I'm working on it. Every day I'm working on it. But the book's coming together really well. I'm honestly super hyped for it. And we'll begin production on miniatures for that probably sometime late August, I would imagine, maybe early September. Dinosaurs are probably going to start getting made pretty soon, and then the Whispers of the Deep stuff will slot in for that. I'm just leaving pre-orders on Whispers of the Deep open for now, because it's just like, why would I turn them off? So anyone who jumped in on that, I appreciate it. It's a bit of a passion project for me. So what else we got? Other general updates, terrain, last chance stuff. Doug gets emails daily from people being like, where's my MDF? And it's all in production. That's really all I can say. It's Travis, I don't know quite where we're at percentage-wise. I can't give you a percentage yet. Maybe next week we'll try and have like a more solid percentage. But Travis, like we're cutting and shipping orders like daily. Around half. We're around halfway through. So if you're waiting on a last chance kit, I appreciate your patience as always. But you can email us and Doug will do his absolute best to give you like an estimated time frame for that. But there are some kits, there's some orders, like if someone emails us and they've got like 700 back ordered kits, it's really hard for us to be like, your order will ship next week. But feel free to email us and we'll always give you as good an estimation as we can. But it's all in production, so bear with us on that, and we'll get it all shipped out. And then that also kind of relates to like regular back-ordered stuff, which Doug is kind of feeding in to the production queue as he cuts last chance stuff. So seems to be working, and we're also just trying to like keep it as kind of like an orderly flow, where it's like we're not stopping production and everything else. We're just trying to like, if there's like a really good solid like stream of last chance stuff getting made, then over time, you know, the order numbers will go down. But anyone who pre-ordered that or back-ordered that stuff, I should say, some of those kits might return in the future, but we don't really know when or if they'll return. We have a few, but that'll probably be like a next year thing. Let's see, what did I forget? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Fat turkey bundles shipped. If you're a fat turkey person, hope you enjoyed all of your awesome stuff that you got. It was cool. And then I guess let's talk about this thing. So we got a new MDF kit dropping. This is a horror house. Doug designed this. Doug does an incredible job, as always, with his MDF designing skills. I took some very pretty photos of it just before. So this kit's great. Let me tell you about it. I'll walk you through it a little bit. It comes in different levels, pre-painted, as you know. Top level, got your little attic. Next level would be this one right here. I actually wasn't expecting Doug to do all these like cool rooms and stuff, but he did, and it's great. Now this is the prototype, so there's a few little things that he's gonna fix on the final production version, but this is about as close as you're gonna get to the version. You got some stairs, so you can fall down the stairs if you want, if you so desire. And then the ground floor, nice, tons of space, plenty of rooms, and yeah, lots of cool things. No, it won't get internal doors. These days, we have to be really careful with like min-maxing the costs on these. When old Ben was designing kits, he didn't really think about that as much, and then we ended up with a lot of really great looking kits, but they were incredibly expensive. So Doug does a much better job of like balancing, you know, like adding details and not adding too much, because he's the one that has to push them out into production and make people cut them. So this is honestly, this was a very highly requested kit as part of our little horror house range, which is, honestly, I was looking at that range the other day, and we got some cool kits in that range. Let me tell you that. It was, yeah, there's some great kits. So this will be live tomorrow for pre-order for a limited time. We're going to try something a little bit different because production is full right now. But we really wanted to do a horror house kit because we haven't done one in a while, and this one's been kind of burning a hole in our pocket for a little while. But this is going to be live for pre-order for 2 weeks. That's it. And then it's going to go away after that. And then we're just going to make however many we sell, and then it'll return at some point in the future. Basically, we're going to try this because every time we do like a pre-order for one of these, I typically leave it open for quite a few more weeks, and we get a bunch of orders at the start, and then people wait until the very end, and it kind of skews our production numbers a little bit. And for this one, we want to just like make it and ship it as fast as we can. So if you want one of these, and you've had your eye, you got a couple of weeks to pre-order it. And then I may even like take it off the website while we're making it, just so people don't get confused. Because like it's also a little bit confusing when people are like, honestly, Okay, I'll be real with you. There was a Facebook comment the other day that kind of bothered me, and I'm just being super honest with you here. We get comments all the time on random ads and stuff, but this one was like low-key saying that we were like a scam company because stuff is out of stock, and that kind of bothered me because we're not a scam company, as you know. We work really hard to like ship everything and fulfill everything, and we've never scammed anyone in the almost 8 years that we've been in business. And this person was like, had some real big thoughts about not being able to buy a particular product. That, funnily enough, actually included a gaming mat, which we can't even get because of tariffs, so it's not even our bad. But so I'm going to put these up for pre-order, and then after that, I'm going to take them off the site. They'll be hidden, so then new people will be like, oh, when's this kit coming back, and when are you making this? And then we don't have to like confuse people or upset them if they don't even know it exists. So, and then obviously we're not like some FOMO company. It'll come back at some point in the future. We're not. Anyone who knows us knows that we're not like that. I just can't tell you when that is. Probably Halloween's a pretty good bet. Black Friday will be a pretty good bet too. But get them while you can get them. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I would love people to buy this and assemble it, and then I'm gonna have someone put a ghost in every one of these kits. So your actual small, but it's going to be a very small ghost. It's going to be like a tiny ghost. So the actual house will be haunted by like a demonic presence. So you'll be able to enjoy that too. And you can let me know how that goes once you put your kit together and you get haunted for reals. So I think that's about it. Thank you for joining me. If there's any questions, please, I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. And if you've got any questions, if there's anything that I missed, please let me know. As always, you can let me know, join the Discord. We hang out in the Discord all the time. And essentially it's like, if you want to chat with me, with Doug, with anyone, it's definitely the best place to do that. We like to, we're very active in there, I should say. What thickness of MDF do you use for the kits? It's about 1/8 of an inch, about 3 mil, kind of, give or take. And sometimes it varies per batch a little bit, but yeah, 3 mil, 1/8 inch, typically what it is. So, someone said, did they miss the We Played God update? Technically, but if there's anything specific you want to know about that. Really, I just said that we have money in our bank account and we've started pre-planning for production. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, what time should we put this live tomorrow? What's a good ghostly, spooky time? I don't know. Sometime. It'll go live. 4:20 in the afternoon. That's too late. It'll probably go, I typically put midday. It'll go live on midday. So, yeah, just keep an eye on in our Discord and on our socials. Someone said, any Daigaki STL updates? That's actually a great question. I have those almost ready to go, and I completely forgot about them. So if you spam the Discord with Daigaki, then I'll remember tomorrow to try and put those STLs up, because I think I have them just about ready to go. So thank you for reminding me for that. I got the sculpt from Connor. I have the other parts from Connor. That's what I need to do. I need to support the big Daigaki. And it's so big that it requires like a lot of supports. So, yeah. Next week, we're filming Violent Dark content next week. So Mr. Matt Burns is going to be here. We're going to film Violent Dark. that's going to be Tuesday. We're going to be filming Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we're going to do a stream. We're going to stream a game. I don't know what it'll be yet. Might be Violent Dark, might be Breacher, might be something else. We'll see. See what we feel like. And that'll be me and Matt will be playing. So if you're a fan of any of Matt's games, make sure you remember to just keep Wednesday in mind for some stream, some hangout, and you can ask him questions. You can tell him he's cool. You can tell him he's not cool if you want. So yeah, keep that in mind. And then we're filming Violent Dark. We were going to film Breacher as well, but that requires a bit more prep time. And Violent Dark is just I just felt like it. I just felt like playing Violent Dark. So that's what we're going to do. Great. Well, I'm going to get back to work. And thanks for hanging out as always. I appreciate every one of you coming by and keeping yourself updated. If you have any further questions, please drop them in the Discord. We're happy to answer those. And we'll see you. I will not be here next Thursday for Update Stream. We might do a stream on Wednesday and combine a little bit of updates for that. So, yeah, great. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend. And if you're in Texas, try and stay cool. See you next time. Peace out.